Hey there, my baby. Hope you're having a good day. Um, as I've told you, I've been resting and recuperating. I haven't been up to much. But I was going to tell you a little bit that I've been reading, which I told you I've been reading the book we were reading. You've already finished it, The Hiding Place. And you're right, that has been a good story. The further I get into it, sorry, something's tickling my nose. The further I get into it, the more it grabs me, and I'm just like, dang, I don't want to put it down. I actually, which it didn't take a whole lot because I've been so tired, but I didn't even eat dinner last night because I was like, I just want to read like at least the rest of this chapter and then I'll stop. And I'm on the couch reading it and I fell asleep. So yeah, it's got me pretty good. And I've also, because I told you I've got Kindle Unlimited, which it doesn't give you all the best books because they're going to make you pay for those, right? But there are many books that you can just read in the subscription, and some of them have the audiobook. And so one that, and I don't know if it's going to be any good. Um, Let me make sure I tell you the right title. Yeah, it's called Winter Garden by Kristen Hanna. Um, Apparently, it's fiction, but their mom is from Russia, and apparently she had some stuff that she experienced in Russia that they don't know about. And so it starts off. I started listening to the audiobook, which I don't know. I'm still foggy headed. I guess I can't remember if I actually said that out loud. Some of them are on audiobook and I was listening to it. So it started with them in their childhood, and their mom is a little bit cold and distant, and they don't know why, but their father keeps telling you just gotta be patient. This is how she is, whatever. And from what I read about the book, not reading the book, when they get older and they actually encounter like let's hear some of these stories from your youth, they learn a lot about what she experienced and how things were in her part of Russia. And it seemed like it'd be interesting. So I want to give that a try. With an audiobook, you can just sit there and let it talk to you. I don't have to do anything, so that's nice. If you ever decide you wanted Kindle Unlimited, all I have to do is add you to my Amazon household. It's already paid for. It would not cost an extra penny for you to be part of it. You wouldn't lose your account. It would just say that we get the same benefits. So if you'd like it, let me know. I'd be happy to add you on there. And I also have, uh, what's it called? A kid's Fire tablet? Or Fire Kids, whatever. You know what I'm trying to say. That's my last present for Jacob. And it's going to come with a year's subscription to Amazon Kids, which has kids' books and games and learning things. And it's got, the entertainment side like Nickelodeon and stuff, but it's also got like National Geographic and like you put in what age range you're in and it curates like, oh, here's the stuff that would be fun, but also educational, whatever. And then you've got I forget what they call it, like a parental app for your phone where you can choose screen time, what type of content, how much they can do on what. I thought, well, that'd be nice. So if you join the Amazon household, you'd also get the Amazon Kids subscription too. So again, just let me know. I'd be happy to add you to it. It would not cost me an extra cent. Anyway, what I've been looking at in the Bible, the a little bit yesterday and a little bit today. If you remember in Matthew, I think it's Matthew chapter 4, Jesus is getting ready to start his ministry, so he goes out into the wilderness and he fasts, he goes through his temptations and all that, and then coming back in Matthew chapter 5 is when he starts the Sermon on the Mount. And the beginning of that is the Beatitudes. Now, I told you a handful of years ago I did small groups, and at first I just attended, and then I helped prepare, and at the end I led. I led up till COVID, and then we just kind of disbanded. So anyway, when I was helping prepare, not actually leading, just preparing, I was asked what we should study for one semester. And I said, how about the Sermon on the Mount? And what I mostly helped with was the first 2 weeks. I mean, I helped with all of it, but the first 2 weeks was the Beatitudes. And working at the Sanford Library, I was able to get a lot of books from the divinity section. And I was referencing, I had a handful of books. I was going back and forth through all of them, pulling out what I thought was the biggest points and themes and what really resonated with me when I was reading through. And I typed up, for the entire Beatitudes, I typed up 19 pages. And I've still got that in my Google Docs, so I haven't looked at it in years, but I went back and I was referencing that. And I thought, I really should take these one at a time and just kind of go through it. Don't rush, because I'm not doing this with anybody. I don't have to teach it. We don't have to do it a week at a time. So I'm just going to do it one by one at my own pace. Excuse me. I thought I was ready. Okay, sorry about that. Because the Beatitudes are kind of like, each one builds on the next one. And it's like walking up the mountain of Christianity or Jesus' path or whatever you want to call it. And the very first one, blessed are the poor in spirit, that's kind of like the foundational, you can't do this alone. We got to walk with Christ to get up this mountain, or we're not going to make it. So yeah, blessed in spirit, the big theme there being, we've got to empty our spirit, or our how would you say that? Empty us of ourselves to make room for Christ. It's almost like a vessel, like we can only be full of so much. And if we're full of ourselves, which could be like, we think we're self-sufficient, we can handle it, we got control in our lives, If you can dump that out and say, no, I don't want to do this myself. I want Christ to fill me. I want the Holy Spirit to fill me. And I want God to lead my life. That's the big idea there, which made me think back to, and I really like this verse, and part of it is because it plays into this and is relevant, but also just what word would you use? It makes it feel special to me, and it shouldn't. It's me being stupid, but I'll tell you why. I can't remember if I've told you before. I may have, but I was named after John the Baptist. That's why my name isn't Jonathan. I don't just go by John, like that's my name, because I was named after John the Baptist. So, in the book of John, in John chapter 3, it's talking about Jesus has started baptizing people, but also John the Baptist is baptizing people. So John's disciples are like, hey, this guy over here is baptizing people and taking people away from us. Like, people are going to him instead of us, which is like a competition thing, not the spirit in which we should be baptizing and bringing followers to God, right? So that's what John the Baptist is telling them. He says, you yourselves know how plainly I've told you, I'm not the Messiah. I'm only here to prepare the way, whatever. So chapter 3, verse 30. And it depends on the translation I've remembered hearing most of my life is, I must decrease so that he may increase. This translation is, he must become greater and greater, and I must become less and less. Same basic idea. But, I was, in the past when I would read that, it was like, okay, we don't want to be the one that people are looking to, like Paul. Paul said, I haven't saved anyone. I'm not the one you worship. I'm forgetting. I'm too foggy-headed. This has been a rough week. I'm sorry. I know you know this better than I do. You know what I'm trying to think of. He said, I haven't healed anyone or whatever. I haven't baptized you in my name, something like that. To me, that's kind of how I was read, is we need to be pointing people to Christ, to God the Father, not to us. We don't need to build ourselves up, say, look at what I've done, look who I am. that kind of thing. But I was thinking about it now as it relates to that poor in spirit. On the inside, I need to decrease so that he can increase. I was like, oh, I really like how that tied in. Probably took me way too long in my life to put that together, but it finally clicked. But just that I was like, okay, that's kind of the theme I need to focus on, and then realizing that it's John 3:30, which is my birthday. So the guy I was named after, combined with my birthday, that verse, is the theme I'm focused on. So, like I said, it shouldn't be special. It's me being stupid, but it's just like, oh, that's kind of neat. So, anyway, I know I dragged that out a lot longer than I needed to. It's probably because I'm still tired. I need to get some more sleep. But yeah, I'm going to go through the Beatitudes, and I'll try to update you as I go through them. I don't know how long I'm going to spend on each one. I'm not going to set a like, oh, I got 3 days to go through this or whatever. I want to spend time on it till I feel like, okay, I've kind of got myself in the right spot. Like I feel like I'm ready to move on to the next step. I don't want to, it's not an academic exercise. It's a spiritual exercise for me. So I want to take the time I need, whatever that is. And it'll probably be different for each one. And I'm sure in this video you can tell one eye's drooping a little bit. You know why it's been swelling up on me. I know it looks bad. I think it's actually getting a little bit better because yesterday I was like, something must be clogged. I kept mashing and pushing, and it just slowly kept swelling up across the eye. And today I went, you know what? I'm going to leave it alone to see what happens. And a little while earlier, this eye kept feeling like it was starting to cry, and I was wiping a lot of stuff out. And I was like, okay, maybe it's finally starting to drain. So we'll see if by tonight or in the morning if it's starting to go down. If I see progress that we're going down, I'm not going to worry about it. If it gets bigger, or if it just won't go down, then I may have to go get it seen. Anyway, I hope you're having a good night, and all of you, not just you. I don't know what you and Livy have been up to, but I can't wait to see you again, and I love you very much.